Hi, I'm back. Now what we're going to, so we've done our cast on the right side and the wrong side. Now this time we've cast on, you will be casting on 57 stitches, which I will do shortly, but just for now I wanted to just do a few so I can show you how to do the purl and the knit stitch. Now what we're going to do is we're going to knit the first two stitches. So what you're going to do is, see how that moves? When I pull on that, that's the hole. So that's the one that we're going to go through. So you're going to go in, around the needle, back through and off. All right, so I'll do that again. We're going to go in through the front, around the back, come back through the front and off. Now that's our knit stitch, and to start with, that's what we're going to do, knit 2 stitches. Now to do a purl, we've got to bring our wool back to the front of the needle. Then we're going to come up through the front of the needle, and then see how I'm holding. I've just got my index finger sitting, resting on there, and my thumb either side, so it's just there and that's all. Now we're going to go around the front needle, then we're going to go back through, making sure that it's been pushed onto your right hand needle, and then you're going to take it off the left hand needle. So that's a purl. Now the next stitch is going to be a knit, so we then have to take our wool back under the needle. Then this time we're going to go forwards, in through the front, around the back, back through and off. That's our knit stitch. Now to do our purl, we're going to bring the yarn back to the front. We're going to come through the front of that stitch. Imagine you're going to come up, so you're going to stab, okay? But please don't. Around the front of the needle, back through onto there, onto your right hand needle, and then take your needle out. Now we've done the purl, so now we're going back to a knit stitch. We're going to take the yarn back under the needle to the back, and then we're going to go through the front, around the needle, back through and off. So you're actually holding your needles like the letter T. So now I'm going to go back around to the front. I'm coming up through the front of the needle, around the front needle and back through the hole. Push it onto your right hand needle, then take the left one off. That's a purl. Back to doing a knit, so your wool goes back under the needle and through the front, around the needle, back through and off. Now this is a purl, so you must have your wool back in the front, so under the needle, up through the front, around the front needle, back through and off. So this one is going to be a knit stitch, so we're going to go back under the needle, so the wool is at the back of your wool, of your knitting. Going to go through the front, around your needle, back through and off. Now we're going to do our purl stitch, back to the front, up through the front of the needle stitch, back down and off. Back to do the knit stitch, in through the front, around and off. So just remembering that when you do a knit stitch, your wool must be at the back of your needle. When you come to do your purl, your wool must always be in the front. Okay? So I'll just quickly do these last few. So I can show you what happens now. So that's the end, all right, with a knit stitch. Now what you do is you now put your right hand needle, the one with all the wool on it you've been doing, over to your left hand, and then the empty needle goes to your right hand. Now if you have a look at this, there's your wool going across the same way as your needle. That one there is called a purl stitch. The one that is flat like that and comes down into a V, there's your V, that is a knit stitch. That one there with the, I call the bobble, is your purl stitch. So the flat one right beside it, and there's the V, that is your knit stitch. So our first stitch here is going to be a purl stitch. So the wool's in the front, you're going to come up through the front of the needle, see the wool's still here, around the front needle, back through and off. And so we're just going to do the same thing following what that stitch is. So if it's a flat one, you're going to knit it. And if it's a bobble, you're going to purl it. Remembering that you take the yarn under the needle to do that stitch. So this is a purl which has got the bobble, so your wool must be back in front. Purl, back under the needle and knit. All right, so that's what you're trying to achieve, is that you've got a knit, purl, see it happening a bit better, and that's it there. All right, so that's called ribbing. So continue on. You've got 57 stitches, so I will now continue on and get all my rows. You're going to be doing 4 rows, so just like what I've done, back and forth, you're going to be doing that 4 times, and you should end back up ready to start on your right side, which is this nice flat edge. All right, so just remembering the flat edge is your right side, and that's where you need to finish off on the wrong and ready to start on the right. Okay, so I look forward to getting back, and I'll get you started on the next part, which is garter stitch. All right, bye.